Howdy and aloha. Welcome to my talk. The earth and you are ohana. We hope you stay and talk.
Howdy and aloha, everyone. It's James with Monotalk. It is April the 22nd, 2025. This is my ongoing documentary. Just a lot of stuff that's going on out there. Welcome. Like, subscribe if you like the content. In my last video, I pretty much proved that the numbers that were used in 2020 were bullshit in regards to COVID-19. And this is my original YouTube channel that I finally got back after 4 years. After the tyrannical authoritarian community guidelines that were out there during the time, and that we all know now that Facebook was in it, Meta was in it, Instagram was in it, Twitter at the time, not being owned by Elon, was in on it. We're talking about the guidelines and the fact checkers and all this other shit. And I basically just kind of revealed a lot of information they didn't like, which I do. You may not like my content, but it's worth thinking about. I think that it's important that all of us, anybody that has a platform, is on social media, and I hear comments from left, right, in between, way left, way right, just, crazies, who fucking knows, and some sane people. There's some good information out there for everybody. Pay attention to as much as you can. Everything's kind of a grain of salt at first, but it's also good if it kind of doesn't seem feasible. It may not be feasible or true or correct, and then it could be. So it's always good to do your own due diligence. Chickadee, check yourself before you wreck yourself, and question authority and its sources at every turn. That's pretty much what we're here for. Our job is to make sure that our government, the bureaucracy out there, is doing what's best for the American people. And I'm not just talking about, the MAGA, and I'm not just talking about, some of the LGBTQ or some Democrats. I'm talking about everybody. You got a little something for everybody. And as long as they're just not hurting the kids, that's cool with me. But when they start hurting the kids, and they start brainwashing the kids and conditioning the kids and indoctrinating the kids, that's when I get a little concerned. Because I think it's important for all of us to have that critical thinking skills, which has been kind of blown out of proportion lately. I'm hearing from the left, you don't have critical thinking skills. And I hear from the right, you don't have critical thinking skills. And I'm all, what is critical thinking skills? And I think critical thinking skills doesn't really make sense. I think you're just thinking, but as you're thinking, you're processing, and based on the information that you receive and what you already have as your foundation of belief, whether you're a Christian, a Muslim, a jihadist, or Hindu, or Mormon, or whatever, and the village you were raised in, and the type of people that were surrounded you, that gave you your folkways, your norms, your ethics, your morals, I think it changes. But the core of somebody, I think, is important. In other words, do you really care about people? Do you really care about the person that you're with? Do you care about yourself? I mean, it's hard for people to say they care about themselves if they're just a crazy, drugged out alcoholic, eats Doritos all day long. It's hard to follow somebody like that. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not. I'm overweight. Definitely, I can jog if I had to. I can move around pretty good for a 61-year-old man. Better than most at my age for some weird reason. Maybe it's just the genetics, the Polynesian is me or something. I'm not sure. But I eat pretty good. I eat a lot of apples, and I eat a lot of grapes. I clean my grapes with definitely clean your fruit with baking soda and water. Oh, it's just, you'd be surprised the crap that comes off of there. It's just this oily filament that comes in afterwards. But anyway, so what I'm saying is just be a little open. I posted something the other day and I decided to take it down because I thought it was a little too much. And you got to catch yourself sometimes because we're not perfect, right? We're just not. None of us are perfect. And if you think you are perfect, then there's something wrong with you. Maybe just a narcissist beyond belief. But we all have our quirks. We all have our problems. All of us has got a little bit of kinks here and there. We're just humans, and we're just trying to get through and enjoy ourselves and go through the roller coaster ride. The Hawaiian roller coaster ride of life. And it's I think it's only been about 100 and something days that Trump's been in office, and the Democrats are already complaining that the eggs aren't lower, which they've gone down about a half of the price. I've looked at them, and within the past 2 or 3 months, they've gone down severely. And you're just going to hear all kinds of stuff coming from whatever side. But I think it's important that if you're listening to the show, if you're paying attention to what I present, is always whatever it, and I never get any questions, because usually the stuff I'm presenting to you, you can easily Google it, or you can find it, or you can DuckDuckGo it, or you can, however you want to look for it, Brave it, or whatever, which is a search engine again. And you can find your own information. And, getting it from the mainstream media isn't probably going to be the place to go to get that final factual piece of information. Because their billion-dollar studios doesn't come from, well, lately it's come from your money, we just found out. But a lot of that money comes from Pfizer, it comes from the military-industrial complex, and their advertisers, which are those entities, those corporations, give them their scripts, right? The NGOs, the non-governmental organizations, and these foundations that have been sucking the financial life out of this country for who knows how long. More recently in the past few years, especially with the illegitimate Biden administration, which again, you're going to find out the case, and it's going to be pretty soon. Oh, like I said, there shouldn't be a Democratic Party after 2026 for sure, and it'll really start to dissolve as we've seen already, per a lot of people that are saying it. And wait a second, what is it? Once we squeeze all we can out of the United States, it can dry up and blow away. Did Netanyahu really say that? That's pretty fucked up, bro. Well, I don't know. Take it as a grain of salt. Look it up yourself. See if that's the case. But I thought that kind of caught my attention. Let me just jump over to here and kind of show you. I was watching this. Oh, there's Leonardi. She's so fucking hot. God damn it. She married. And I'm not the cheating kind. I just can't do it. I actually have those kind of ethics. Even when I was married, I never cheated on my girls. Ever. It's just not in me. I just don't like to go out there and, put notches on my belt. That's just not the way I work. However, there's been some times where I'm sure that I could have easily done it, but I just don't. I'm a pretty faithful guy. Very faithful. Okay, so let's go to here. There was something that was said by recently. I think it's right. No, I had it. Here it is, right here. Yeah, it's right here. It's Democratic Party. It's probably going to get a commercial right now, damn it. I should have had it on Brave. See if it comes up.
Why are Dems dazed and confused?
50.
Yeah.
Welcome to Jesse Waters Prime Time tonight.
It is wrong to compare Adolf Hitler's Third Reich to any other movement, but there are important lessons. The Trump administration is insisting on trying to create their own preferred version of reality.
Donald Trump's major breakthroughs. Why are Dems dazed and confused?
50% of the people have Trump derangement syndrome. Let's focus on the policy and get stuff done.
The title of this, it basically goes to now Jesse Waters, which is, you know, your Sean Hannity type.
Boring country if we did. But I don't think it's up to us to say, Al Gore can say whatever he wants. It's a free country. We have freedom of speech. At least our side continues to respect that principle about America. The fact of the matter is it's up to us to decide whether or not we care. For my part, I don't particularly.
Well,
what I
here's
care about
why
is
I care,
chasing
though,
our
Vivek.
future, and Al Gore can say what he says about the
I worry about the hysteria that gets whipped up with the Hitler stuff because of the assassination attempts. That's why I care about it. I don't care if people...
Yeah. Vivek's kind of bucking off a lot of time. He just... I don't know what the hell I'm on. Fuck that guy. Wait, what does this guy say?
Jesse, two of them we're going to ban immediately, Orange Bee and Red Dye 2. We're going to accelerate the removal of Red Dye 3, so we're going to bring it down to under a year. And the other 6 dyes within 18 months, we hope to get them out of all the food. And that's just the beginning. I mean, one of the problems is that the science about these additives has been systematically suppressed for 30 years because the industry has been running this agency. And we're getting rid of all of those conflicts. We've gotten rid of most of them. And we're going to do real science. And we're going to do science precisely on the issues that Americans care about. Making sure their kids are getting food that isn't poison. The food our kids are eating today is not really food. It's food-like substances. And some of it was made in petroleum refineries. And we need to give our kids real food again. We've got the highest chronic disease burden of any country in the world. When my uncle was president...
Yeah. You know, I just... How do you not support that? I'm just waiting. I'm really waiting for some Democrats to start, to start doing this. Hey, Shirle, how are you? Hey, Jordan. Yeah, the bioengineering too, for sure. There's a lot of stuff he needs to do and stay focused on. I don't want him just to come in, and that's a good point. I love this little meme that that was done by the Prager University. It's freaking classic. It's fucking hilarious. To combat against the dyes being removed, Democrats begin chugging artificial food dyes. What? To protest RFK. This affects, let me just tell you who this really affects in a negative way. Dow Chemical. Okay? And some petroleum-based industries don't like this at all. But they're going to have to do it. So I want to see, a lot of these companies kind of go away. That's what I'd like to see. And this is crazy. The bioengineering out of our foods. There's just there's still a lot of toxicity in there. I think it's important that when Robert F. Kennedy Jr. starts to, now I'm kind of going on a tangent from what I was really originally talking about, but I think what's important is, again, go look it up, see how bad it is for your kids. I want you to know for yourself. But it's been proven to be extremely terrible and toxic. And I have a really strong feeling that this ties in with the pharmaceutical, biochemical, oil-based, petroleum-based medical medications, big pharma. And everybody that's paying attention, that's watched my show, should know that ADHD is bullshit, ADD is bullshit. It's not. These are recently created within the past 20, 30 years to create a what is it called? Not anthrax. Just all these drugs for kids that really suppresses their own system to control their emotions. It's just, there's so much out there that has been pharmaceutically sold to us. And this needs to go away, because the bottom line is methodically killing humans makes more money than keeping them healthy. Okay? But I think the focus should be, if they can learn anything about this, then start to get organic. Like, not, that word shouldn't even fucking exist. Start to be pure. Pure vegetables, pure fruits, pure wheat, pure rice. There's rice that's made out there that has actually wood fibers in it. That's fucking crazy, man. They changed the name, the GMO, to that. Yeah, that's the thing that bothers me is, will they create something to replace it? Like I'm kind of hearing already with some sugars that are out there. Look, if you've ever had pure cane sugar, I'm going to tell you right now, pure cane sugar is fucking good. And I've eaten it straight out of the cane fields on the island of Kauai. Like, directly ready to go, pulled it out of the ground. Well, I broke it off the ground. And then I cracked it and peeled it like husks. And then I just bit into it. And it was pure adrenaline. Pure adrenaline that I would eat, and it was just so sweet and so pure. And it's like this, if you've been to Krispy Kreme's donuts and you think those are sweet, that's not the sweet I'm talking about. I'm talking about just a saliva sweet, anyway. This is the kind of stuff we need to get back to. Pure cane sugar, which RFK has already talked about. Now, what I keep saying before, what's up? What's up with the fucking Democratic Party? What's up? Are you guys going to fucking start chugging artificial food dyes? Eating, there's one kid on this one show I did a while back. He decides to protest. These people were protesting the seed oil, the removal of seed oils. So they started drinking Wesson oil, Crisco oil, like right out of the fucking can, right out of the fucking bottle. They're protesting RFK while they're poisoning themselves. It's just fucking nuts. Yeah, this is probably a joke. I'm not sure this is correct, but anyway, it's just funny to watch because somebody's going to do it, probably. I am protesting. I'm going to drink these dyes because they're not bad. They're bad for you. It's not that they're not bad for you. They're extremely bad for you. There's just so many things. Create a problem and then create the solution or the remedy and profit from it. That's been the process for a while now. Ever since the Rockefellers took over holistic medicine, about 1910, 1912, look at the Flexner report. If you need information on any of this, let me know. And then they took over over academia, the major universities, and got them to play ball. And they've been doing it for a long time. And then they threw in climate change and they got them to play ball because, I mean, you just heard Al Gore. Al Gore needs his $90 trillion by 2050. Right? And then they said they need $78 trillion by 2030. That's what they want. They want to get it. You better give it to them. You better give them that money, motherfuckers. That's what they want. I don't know if I have that picture in here somewhere. Let me see. That's a good picture. No, that's not it. Is it this one? I should have this up there. I don't need that one anymore. Yeah, these people are crazy. These people are fucking crazy. There's like I've said, they want to do some pretty crazy shit. Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better. Right? The scientists free to advocate human beings combat climate change. This is real. That magazine is deeply tied to the World Economic Forum. Okay, and the reason this is real, and they're serious about this. This wasn't a joke. A behavioral scientist from Sweden thinks that cannibalism of corpse will become necessary due to efforts of climate change. He made the controversial presentation to Swedish TV during Future of Food. Oh God, can you believe these fucking people? Conference in Stockholm. Of course, it's in Stockholm. That's where the Stockholm syndrome came from. The scientists acknowledged that many taboos this idea we'd have to overcome. You can't taboo it, right? You can't taboo that. That's fucking crazy. This is real. This is September 2020 or 2019, I think it says. Yeah. September the 8th of 2019. That's when that article came out. Right when COVID started coming around. Or flu-19, I call it. And then they made this one. You'll own nothing. You'll be happy. This is how our world could change in 2030. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Right? This is Al Gore and his group. This is what they want. This is what they want to do. I swear to gosh. I swear to gosh, people, this is how they want to do it. This is how they want to do it. This is how they want to operate. World Economic Forum urges public to eliminate ownership of private vehicles. That's right. And then actually on their own website, this would be placed at a large Lagrange point between the moon, the sun, and the earth. A large balloon that would block out the sun. This is the point of space where the sun and the earth's gravity balance each other out. Yeah, so that's, which is you don't even really feel it. The World Economic Forum, this is the real, I wrote this part, but this is what they're saying. The World Economic Forum promotes plan to block the sunlight with space bubbles. This is fucking sick. You're like, what the fuck? And of course, they all want you to eat Nicole Kidman and Angelina Jolie and fucking Iron Man. Everybody's, they want you to eat the bugs. Eat the fucking bugs. That's what we just escaped. This is the part that Democrats don't get. This is the part that fucking, it seems like dissidents, who definitely has Trump derangement syndrome, right? I like the guys that got a lot of information here and there, yay, but they definitely have Trump derangement syndrome. They do. They don't see it because they keep doing it. But Trump doesn't want that shit. He knows the sun's good for you. Look at fucking Superman. Superman tells you that, this is what this guy is against. RFK Jr. is against this. This is what RFK Jr. is against. Right? Well, look at this. Look at these numbers. What changed? Here, this is what changed. I'll show you what changed in this. I'll put this picture out here. Okay, where is it? Where's that motherfucker? Here we go. Right here. This guy right here. This guy right here. Meeting ID is NPT working. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Okay, so this right here, what did I just do with that? Gosh darn it. Is that it right? No, I just fucking had it and I dropped it somewhere. Gosh darn it. Where'd it go? Eh? No, I had it and I was pulling it over and and then I lost it. Oh, god dang it. I put it somewhere fucking down here. Wait, maybe it's up here. Put it over here. No. That's not it. Yeah, RFK is basically, I'm just going to say it, all the crap that these guys have done to us. It's just disgusting crap. These people right here just... They should be in prison. They should be in prison for sure. And it's just amazing to me that they're not in prison. That's kind of tripping me out. That they're not. Is that the one? 3 years? Okay, where is that? I put that in the center. Order, move. Rename, move. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. I gotta get it out of here. Okay, here we go. Oh god dang it. Come on. Move to center. Order. Hide screen. I can always stretch screen. Center to screen. There we go. Hey! There it is. It's weird that I fucking lost that. So here it is. And these are the people that are involved. This is part of the guy right here. And this is who is the greatest pharmaceutical rep on the planet. I just want to tell you, he's a pretty amazing guy. Just some great pharmaceutical abilities. So impressive. But this is what this guy created, along with the World Health Organization and his sidekicks. What changed in the past 30 years, disease and disorders increased since 1990. And that's kind of when Fauci came around. He's been around a little before that, but more so recently in a larger matter, in a bigger matter, with being in the face of presidents. ADHD, bullshit. Much of this stuff's just baloney, but some of these are serious diseases, diabetes, from fibromyalgia. And of course, if you go on to any YouTube channel, you're going to see tons. I mean, and we're talking tons of commercials for all this shit. Right? Sleep apnea, 430%, osteoarthritis, lupus, 787, hypothyroidism, depression, chronic fatigue symptoms, celiac disease, bipolar disease, in the youth, autism, that's the biggest one. Bipolar disease, and it's just tons of crap. It's bad. We're not RFK Jr. And what I want to say is it's really simple. Is he knows exactly what's going on with the vaccine and the industry and everything. When he does anything, it's got to kind of come out. And he's actually, in the past, he's badmouthed Trump for warp speed. He has. A lot of people have. Definitely Dr. Shiva has, that's for sure. But I believe, like I've always said, is during that interview with Megyn Kelly like a year ago with Donald Trump, kind of surprised him. They were talking about the vaccines, and she goes, "I'm vaccine injured." And he stopped. I've never, Trump's always got to come back, always ready to say a little this or a little that. But he seemed a little taken back by it. I could sense it in his voice and in his demeanor. And I think that's the reason why he brought RFK Jr. aboard. Because he feels not very happy with his decision with warp speed. I mean, he got a lot of shit for it. Take it, it's great, it's the best. I did it. Him and fucking Bill, whatever his name was, did that one show. They were boasting about it. It was fucking stupider than shit. But yeah, I took take it. Just all this other. It's just ridiculous, and he knows it. But RFK definitely knows that a lot. To give for a child. When I was a kid, I had 8 vaccines or whatever they gave me. This, that, the other thing. We just kind of sweated it with measles. It's like, oh, you got the measles. Just fucking stay home. That's it. That's it. You're sick. Just stay home. Right? Don't bring in. If you the way it was is if you got a fever, you just stay home. And if you broke your fever, you could go to school. As a matter of fact, there were times when I would break my fever, like 12 in the after, like 11 or 12. I remember I'd go, okay, is my fever okay? I want to go to school. Right? Oh, I got to go to practice today. Oh, yeah, okay, go to school. Parents want their fucking, their time. They just want a little time. Just a little rest. That's parents for you. They'll always want it. Trust me. It's important that we know that 72 injections on a child is just abuse, criminal abuse. And that's what the new illegitimate Biden administration was pushing. And so are the global predator class. And I've told everybody this, and I'm going to keep saying it until it hits home. And some people will get it. Some people acknowledged it. There's a lot of popular social media people that understand it, that know, that will say you fucking damn right. They'll say you're fucking spot on. The big push was Event 201. That was the proposal. The exodus of CEOs in 2019 was crazy. They're like, no, we don't want to be a part of this. And they left in late 2019. And then in 2020, they did it. Boom, let's send it out. Let's fear everybody. Get everybody to fucking build up the fear, or here's the solution. Here it is. The mRNA. COVID-19 vaccine, man, that's it. That's the one to take. That's what they did. That's what they did to all of you. And over 60% of the United States fucking fell for it. I didn't fall for it. Right? But you did. This is the same people that wanted to hide the testing data that they had on this particular solution of liquidified death right? Basically, they wanted all that data to be suppressed for 75 years. Right? And then they couldn't get it for 75, so they asked for 55 years. This is not a fucking joke. Look it up. RFK knows. He knows it's shit. He knows it's death. He knows it. Junior knows. And he's got to be... I see him walking around and he seems like he's like... There's 75% of him is there. Maybe 60. You know, he's kind of just going through the motions. But man, this guy wants to fucking turn loose like his uncle. He wants to... like his fucking uncle. Like John F. Kennedy, he wants to just say, you know what, fuck you and the goddamn pharmaceutical, military, industrial complex, non-governmental organizations, foundation bullshit crap that you come from. Chatham House, World Health Organization, World Economic Forum, Bilderberg bullshit, all these fuck you. He wants to. I can feel it. I can almost read his mind when he's talking. He's holding back. And he wants to fucking say it. You know, and slowly he's like, Donald, Mr. Trump. He's not at that place yet. You know, the only person that calls him Don or Donnie is fucking his wife, Melania. That's the only person that's going to call him Don. Right? So if he gets to that point, that maybe he can say, bro, I know you got played in 2020. Trumpy's been doing it for a long time, but we got to get around this. These people can't keep taking this shit. You know, we know, and I've always advocated that we find out who the fuck took it. Problem is, nobody wants to know that. Right? And this is the biggest thing that nobody ever talks about. Right? The biggest question is, did Anthony Fauci really take it? Right? Did any of these people take it? Right? That's the big question. That's the big question. I sound a little Irish. It's kind of English maybe or something. Yeah. I want to know. That's the big question. I really want to know. I believe, and I am damn fucking sure that if we had maybe not a PCR test, maybe that could be. No, that's not the test. That was a bullshit test. The RT-PCR PCR test was just crap. And I brought that up in my last video, how much bullshit that was. Kerry Mullen said that you should never use it for that anyway, and of course they did. And then he died. Just, August of 2019, haphazardly, all of a sudden, the only guy that could prove the PCR test was shit, kind of just went away right before. As a matter of fact, a lot of people. Like Luc Montagnier was gone in 2021, which is very odd. He was telling everybody that the blueprints that they sent out to everybody regarding this virus could have been done by a 12-year-old. You just slap shit together, but nobody had cultured dishes, and they never tested it. It had never been isolated. Fluvid-19 was never fucking isolated, people. Hey, what's this? What is that? Oh, you want the meeting? Oh, shit. Did you already ask for it? Meeting ID is... God darn it. Sorry about that. My bad. I didn't know. Just say... Shirle, give me the... meeting ID is NPT working. Yeah, give me a second. So let me just finish this. I'll send you the meeting real quick. I'm going to actually take a quick break, and then I'll come back. I'm going to be on for a while. I don't care. I have to work till late tomorrow. Meeting, participant. I go to invite. I hit copy invitation. I click X out of that. And then I go into Twitter, Miss Shirle. And I go, can I just send it to your Facebook? I'm already in the Facebook. I'm going to send it to your Facebook. I'm sending it to the Facebook. I don't know if Snork's working tomorrow. I'll just send it to Snork. I usually always send it to Snork. Just because. Where are you, Snork? There you go. Send it to Snork because... Alright, I'm going to take a quick break. I just wanted to get out those few points. I'll be back in a minute. Go ahead and just come in, and then I'll just... you just be on hold for a little bit. Give me about 5 minutes. Give me about 5 minutes. I got to get some water, take a leak. That's fine there. Let me just make sure I get all that. Oops, dang it. Oh my gosh, did I almost X that? Okay. Oh man. Okay, let me just make sure everything's working. Okay, let me get this. Alright. Yeah, I want to find out. I want something that'll pop positive or pop negative to see who actually took it. I will guarantee you that Fauci's never taken anything. That's all I have to say about that. I'll be back. Hey, Shirle.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm off today, so I thought I'd try it. I don't have to start till tomorrow late. Working the night shift. What you got on your mind? What's up? What's up, girl?
I just got a story about black conservative perspective.
Go ahead.
A judge resigns after busted for harboring an illegal immigrant, a gang member, at his home.
What?
You heard what I said. Go to
I
YouTube.
did. I heard it, but I'm just like, really?
Yes.
Wow.
He had to resign.
All right. Where's it at?
It's the guy's called Black Conservative Perspective.
Oh, I know that guy. He's really good.
Yeah, he got it out. As soon as I saw that, I said, oh, great, that's why the judges fighting against Trump. They want him themselves. And how do you spend our tax dollars to go to El Salvador to get a gang member?
It's
They are
nuts.
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
They're fucking nuts.
Yes, and
Yeah.
they're drinking that nasty stuff. But you got to watch their bioengineering. It's not noticeable on any of these packages. It's way down at the bottom of the package. You know, do you eat those Nor pastas?
What?
Nor pastas. They have pasta, some rice in a bag.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I had 2 bags, and I said, let me look. I just looked on it. That thing right on the left-hand side, right down at the bottom. Bioengineer. I threw them 2 bags away.
Oh, yeah. There's so much stuff. It's crazy.
And they got potassium bromate. That's in the bread. But I use Nature's Own. They don't have none of that stuff in there. Not even that stuff that makes plastic. So a lot of breads have them chemicals in there. Even like your frozen pizzas and stuff like that, they have it in the bread. Yeah.
It's in everything.
Yeah.
You know what it
I've been
takes to
telling
make
you.
bread? You know how many ingredients it actually takes to make bread?
My grandma used to make it from
Yeah,
scratch.
so do
I ain't
mine.
seen none of them
So do
chemicals
mine.
in the kitchen being used.
I know. She didn't have like this vial and that vial and this can and that
Yeah.
can. She had like 3 things. There was like 4 or 5 things. It's salt, sugar. Sometimes she would use honey, butter,
Flour,
baking soda, and
Yeah.
yeast. And
I
yeast.
mean,
That's it.
it's in everything. 'Cause I see these cookies, some chocolate chip cookies sometimes. And I looked at the ingredients. I say, damn, they got bioengineering in there.
Yeah.
I stopped buying them. I'm sorry, I'm not eating GMO. I should have a choice. But the Obama side of the bill, they don't have to label it. And that's why they changed the name, too.
People don't get that part. So Obama, I think it was 2010. It was when Citizens United was kind of let through, he deregulated that.
Yeah, he sure enough did that, motherfucker.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, he did. I watched him when he signed that bill.
I got it up, by the way. I found it, Black Conservative. I subscribed him.
Yeah,
It says right there in the title, just letting you know, woke Democrat judge resigns after getting busted harboring illegal immigrant gang members at home. That's fucking crazy.
Aren't they nuts?
That's fucking crazy, man.
Like they were saying during the lockdown, everybody needs to move out of these Democratic cities and go to the Republican cities because the Democrats is doing these cities in. But all this corruption and crime.
Yeah. Do you think?
Oh, they opened a store here. They specialize in bugs, crickets, and all these other bugs.
Oh my God!
I hope that shit gets shut down soon.
Eat the bugs. Klaus Schwab wants you to eat the bugs. I just talked about that. Remember they had.
I saw you something.
Yeah, they have freaking Angelina Jolie, Nicole Kidman. Who plays Superman? The fucking dude. And a bunch of other people showing how they eat bugs, but they don't fucking. That was just that's a publicity stunt. Do you think Angelina Jolie, who's I believe a fucking vegetarian, do you think any of those people sit down and eat GMO foods or anything with the chemicals? None of them. They get their food directly from the farmers that provide the freshest, cleanest, purest foods on the planet, and they can afford it. Guaranteed.
That's why you don't see them getting that sick. You need to get all that stuff in the food. Some people have to get dialysis.
Yep.
Affects your organs.
Yep.
Gives you cancer. Could be like, you gonna quit smoking? I said, you gonna quit eating?
You're right. Exactly. I
You
know
get
it's
cancer from the food. And I found out nicotine does not give you cancer. It's good for you. Dr. Artist spoke that story.
Yeah.
Well,
pure tobacco. I did a study on it too. I smoke American Spirits. It takes me like 3 days, maybe 4, to do a pack because I'll just have a couple of. I puff on it. But American Spirits are pure tobacco. There's no chemicals. There's about 56 carcinogenics and poisonous.
What is it? Is that a tobacco you can buy?
Yeah, it's American Spirits. They're a little more expensive. They're a little more expensive, but I will tell you now, they're way better for you. They're real tobacco, and what this country and many others and the world has been puffing in a pipe or something, the tobacco leaf itself. And that was never terrible for you. I mean, you would have similar, like banana leaves were used as well for a long, long time, which had basically the same properties, the same genetic makeup of tobacco leaves. And the thing is a lot of these things that you'll see some old guy and like a bushman in Australia smoking something. It's not a hallucinogenic. It's just something that basically we have been smoking for thousands of years. But once, the chemical companies and the Rockefellers and the Flexner Report, and they changed all this stuff, they started adding chemicals, and they started adding addictive chemicals to keep people addicted to it. I mean, I can stop smoking American Spirit for a day. It doesn't bother me, right? It's just really because it doesn't have the chemicals that are in there. But I'm not really promoting that, but I am just saying that.
Do you buy it online?
No, you can get them at any liquor store. American Spirits, and the lights are blue, and the reds are like.
Oh, is it already made cigarette?
Yeah, they're very common pack.
I make my own cigarettes.
Oh, good. What kind?
It's called good stuff with menthol.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you the.
I buy my tubes, $32.
Yeah, I'm showing you basically American spirits. Hold on, trying to show you the. Of course, there are people putting it down. Let me just go back here. American spirits. I'm bringing it up on
like
the.
the Black and Miles they be smoking, but those I saw those cigarettes before.
Yeah, they're. Let me just show you the. I'm trying to get to a. Oh God, this is just taking me to like 20,000 different directions. Here, I'll just show you. This is what they look like. If you can see them, I got them up now.
And when you think about it, James, the Rat Pack, all of them died of old age. No one had cancer.
Nah.
A lot of people didn't get cancer. That smoking was a thing back in the day.
Yeah.
And their mothers were smoking, and nobody from that generation had caught cancer.
Or had
It
problems.
started with the goddamn food.
Yeah, when my mom was pregnant, she was smoking. She said I didn't.
Now, I was smoking. But my thing is, they never show me any data, and I think those are actors they put on TV with the plugs in their mouth and smoking. Because you know they hire actors to do stuff like that. So nobody can explain why the Rat Pack. They were smoking and drinking all the time. All of them, except for that Sammy Davis Jr. But they created cancer. They created all these diseases that's out here.
Oh yeah, cancer is a
That's why I'm
patented.
taking vitamins.
Cancer is patented. You know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I take vitamins. I just started getting this true sea moss. That's good for your immune system.
It's just been. I mean, I was watching. Here, I think I don't know if I have it up, but I just found it. It was this post I put up. Hopefully, it's up by now. On Facebook. It was on Instagram, and it shows. What's her name? Something. Food Babe. Her name is Food Babe, and I've actually had.
Yeah, I know her.
Well, I've actually had a conversation with her in an email when she first started. She was trying to get followers, people to help her and support her. This was like 2018, I think, is when I started. When I was actually in contact with her. Plus, she was cute. I was, But the thing is this is what she just talked about today, and I'm gonna.
Secretary
Play
Kennedy
this, so it's playing right now.
took
Hang
our
on.
unheard voices to the campaign trail and elevated them all the way up to President Trump. From the moment my kids were born, I have taught them the truth about artificial food dyes because our government was doing nothing to protect them from these harmful ingredients. Now we are entering a new era. An era where we don't need to worry about artificial food dyes on the frosting of a birthday cake, the breakfast cereals served at schools, our children's Halloween bucket or Easter basket, the chips in the sports drinks being served after a game. We now have made history together. And now we have intellectual honesty coming out of the FDA, focused on looking at updated science on food additives that American food companies are not using in other countries. This is a win for every American who doesn't know the truth about the food industry. For all the mothers, the fathers, the doctors, and the teachers out there struggling for answers on our children's health problems when they can be solved with food. Because you know what? Food is medicine. Thank you very much.
Excellent. And this is what I find amazing. There are Democrats that hate this woman. There are Democratic supporters that hate this woman.
She's not speaking their narrative.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, that's why.
They want to point. They don't like this country.
They don't like any country.
I call them neo-Nazis.
They're everything they say
run
that
the
we are, they
Democrats.
are actually them. That's what I'm saying.
And they assassinated Abraham Lincoln because he freed the slaves.
Yeah.
They horrible.
They're horrible people, man. Horrible people. Did
They
you?
don't care about nobody but themselves.
No, it's their. Well, they're also just a bunch of probably, and I'm going to say this because it's proven to be true in many cases. And I would say it all, but there are a few, I'm sure. Mentally ill. Just completely deranged, mentally ill, I mean, they don't even know it. And they don't even, some of them.
They sound crazy
They're
when
just
they be
crazy.
talking.
When they're talking, they say the craziest
are
things.
even worse.
It's when I hear, and I posted so much shit on my Facebook of all these, like a trans guy and a trans cross-dressing male, just, you know, I can't believe you fucking, and they're fighting and hating people, and then some white girl with fucking blue, orange, yellow, purple hair will come up, and that's 300 pounds, and, you know, saying I fucking hate you, Nazi, and you white supremacist, and all this other, and you're just like, have you looked at yourself? Have you really?
But my thing is,
God.
they going after white people. You're white. What are you going after white people? I mean, I never heard the word supremacist so much in my life.
I know.
Neo-Nazi, white supremacist, you're racist, you're homophobe.
All this stuff.
Like, what's wrong with you? And I'm going to tell you, I was watching Stu Peters. I said, don't fall into the trap because they want to stab a race war against blacks and whites. They do.
Oh, yeah.
They do.
They create the you know, the, and I've always posted this many times, is they want us fighting each other instead of the true enemy, which is the global predator class that creates all this gas.
Right.
But here's a good one right here. I got this guy Nick, Amazon FBA or something. He goes, let me get this right. California lost track of $24 billion. Medicare sent.
Oh, that's the money they had for the homeless. Where did that money go?
Yeah, exactly. For the homeless, exactly. And then they said, Medicare, we sent $2.6 trillion of Medicare overseas to other people in other countries. Isn't that fucking nuts? Social Security, $100 billion a year to people with no identity at all. Right? And the NGOs that have been cleaning house, like I've been talking about, World Economic Forum, World Health Organization, Chatham House.
Is that the recycling truck coming 12-something in the morning?
Right now? There's one right now? Fucking crazy.
Huh?
Wait, at your place where you're at?
Yeah, the recycling people just came now.
Oh,
it's 12:36 in the morning.
That don't make no sense. There's something weird about that. There's something weird about that. Now, here's the one that's really pissed off Al Gore and really pissed off a lot of these Bill Gates types. You know, the depopulation group. The NGOs received $300 billion in grants, and they don't know where it went. And they're trying, and they're trying to say. So, and the Democrats are going, oh, so where's the fraud? I don't understand. What do you think the fraud? What the fuck did I just say? What? It's like saying, it's like telling somebody there's a fucking spider on your shoulder, and all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, there is. I can. They look at it, they see it, they can smell it. They see it, they can smell it, they can see it, but then they'll just say, no, that's not a spider.
Bucket. I don't believe it.
Why is the recycling person at it? That's fucking crazy.
Don't ask me. This is overtime. Way overtime.
Serious overtime.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting in part of my last video, I was talking about there's not any action that's happening. In other words, it's not happening enough. Like they're really bummed. There's so much. There's a lot of frustration. I would say more of intolerance. A lot of MAGAs are like complaining that Maha's in a lot. Well, Maha's not complaining anymore. JFK's in the list. They're not the Massa, which is Make America Safe Again. They're not really complaining because Trump just made it a military zone within 2 mile, 60 yards of the fucking border, which is great. You know, once you get into that zone, which I'm worried about because they can probably drill underneath it. But anyway, that they're not doing enough and nobody's in handcuffs. But what I've been clearly stating, which makes to me the most sense of all, is the gavel that comes down on that pad, right? The gavel that comes down, the hammer that comes down. When you hear the verdict guilty, you have to make sure that you have all unequivocal, completely verifiable, most
and that's what
viable.
they're doing. They're taking their time.
They're taking their time. They've got to make it completely solid.
So it can stick.
So it can stick. And people don't understand that part. And that's why you're hearing a lot of these Demoncratic supporters are going, well, nothing's happened. I don't see anybody in jail. Well, you just sit back. You just, because it's coming. Because Dan Bonadingo, who's now the assistant of the FBI somewhat, said just because, and people were saying that, and he, in his podcast, which he's still able to do, which is really cool, is he said, just because it isn't happening out there doesn't mean it's not happening back here. Right? Because he's hearing the frustration. He notices it, but that's what he said. And when he said that, I'm like, oh, that's it. They're just fucking making it solid. They're building their fucking tank. They're building their destroyer. They're building their fucking their titanium. What is that stuff? Vibranium. That the shield that's made from Captain America. It's made out of vibranium. They're making sure this gavel's made out of vibranium, right? So that when it comes down, it's solid and it's indestructible.
So this has been decades of stealing.
Decades of stealing. And we're not just, and by the way, we're not just talking Demoncrats, people.
There's a few Republicans.
There's a few Republicans.
I must say, it's a few Republicans, but it's majorly them Democrats.
But it's majorly the Democrats. I would say at least 85 to 90% of them. I would say at least maybe 10 or 15%. 10 or 15%.
How they ghetto behind Jasmine Crockett worth $9 million. She only been there 2 years.
Right, and she's making 20, and she's got in her bank $24 million. How the fuck did that happen?
Yes, they're investigating.
Yeah, so all this stuff is being investigated. Yeah, no. No. I'm going to tell you, they're going to. Here's the thing about the Demoncrats right now. Demoncrats are the people that actually are involved. Demoncratic supporters are just naive. They don't know what the fuck's going on, and they believe everything that Rachel Maddow tells them to do anyway. But the actual ones that you'll see being handcuffed, being sent to prison, those will be the Demoncrats. Their puppet, their masters, which we hopefully will go after, people like the Yuval Hararis, the Klaus Schwabs. Oh my God, have you seen the new fucking World Economic Forum leader? Oh my. Oh, but okay. You ever seen? I know you've seen this. It was in one of the last. The Bond. You know how fucking Klaus Schwab makes the perfect Dr. Evil,
and I'm an instructor
right?
weapons
He makes the
officer
perfect Dr. Evil, right? So Klaus Schwab makes the perfect Dr. Evil, but there was also this one guy who was in one of the most recent.
Weapons officer assigned to the 313th.
Hold on, I'm trying to turn this off here.
Here at Joint Base Lewis McChord.
All right, we'll get started. 0710 local, Major Hedrick, go by product.
YouTube is not responding.
Joint Base Lewis McChord.
Just a second. So I got it here, and Redacted brought it up on who this dude is. Where is it? It's down here a little bit. It's taking a while but anyway, the guy that took over looks like another villain from 007. You know, Klaus Schwab looks like Dr. Evil, obviously, right? You know, from what's his name? The guy. Don't come in. Austin Powers. Here it is right here. His replacement. I got to show you a picture of him. It'll come up in a second.
And he's young.
No, this.
These people are sick. They're really sick.
Yeah,
they're
they're
taking away their money because
Klaus
their money.
Schwab is out at the World Economic
And
Forum.
there's 13 families involved.
Right.
I heard that Trump took care of the 9 of them so far.
9 what?
They got more to go.
He took care of 9 who? I'm sorry, I had something else playing in my ear.
They're trying to take, you got to take the money away.
Who's, NGOs or what?
No, that 13 families are involved in this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I was shocked. Sassoon, Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
Because I watched my bishop, he was naming all of them.
Yeah, he's not gonna keep giving these people money that they're sending right back to the people that are trying to kill him. But this is the guy here. If you can't see, but this guy.
Is he real?
That's real. He's got a.
That look like a wig on his head.
Yeah, but look at his eye. You got to see. I don't know if you can see it from where you're seeing it.
Yeah, he got some eyes. Biden had eyes like that.
No, he's got one of his eyes is like blood red. It's just always been that way. And they compare him to this guy, who has the same. That's a Bond guy. I'm trying to remember his name here. I'm going to listen to this. Hang on.
Reminds me of this Bond villain easily. So this new guy though believes Shirle, doesn't he, from Casino Royale? Like everyone's like, well, what is going on with this weird, like bloody eyeball? And he does look a lot like Le Chiffre, doesn't he, from Casino Royale?
Yeah, it's from the movie Casino Royale, and they're making the comparison. It's almost identical. I'm going to put Casino Royale villain. Yeah. Yeah, he's just, all I'm saying, it's not a movie. It's real. These people are some sick, crazy fucks. They're controlling the Demoncratic Party. They've been doing it for a long time. And it's just, Trump is just stopping it. And the thing that I'm getting from a lot of people that know what we know, or we understand, we're pretty sane people. We're not perfect, but we're pretty sane people. It's going to take time. It's not an overnight process. Eggs didn't go down in a day. It actually is going lower and lower and lower. It was about $6 when he first got in office, and now it's about half the price, which is great. I mean, I've already checked it. Right? Is that good? Have you noticed the price going down a little bit? I don't know about where you're at. There's blue states are kind of fucking people up. Shirle, you still there? Sure. You're not muted. But anyway.
I'm still here.
Okay.
Yeah. I say the Democrats probably keeping that stuff high because stuff's still high.
They're going to do whatever they can to make it look bad. And they'll use whatever resources they have left because they don't have much to do that. They're having a hard time. It's getting worse. The national debt cloud has slowed down dramatically. You can see it live on YouTube. The ticker was going up pretty fast. It's actually gone down pretty quick. It used to go much faster than what it's going down. It's kind of, yeah, it's going up, but it's not as bad as the million. Yeah, it's gone down tremendously. Now, according to Doge, the savings that we're getting from what Doge is finding, but it really hasn't applied yet, is $3,107 per taxpayer. Now, this will get a lot bigger, and what we're hearing, and this, you heard it first here, I'm going to tell you right now, is there could be kind of like subsidies coming back to us, or in a sense commissions. And what I'm saying is, it won't come in one lump sum, but you'll see it maybe quarterly or in your taxes. That they'll send you back the money that they've saved that was stolen from them.
Still being paying taxes because he's talking about getting rid of the income tax.
Yeah, he is. Oh, he's talking about that. States have already done it.
We've never been paying that.
Yeah, there's several states already that don't pay taxes. Don't have state tax. States.
We need it here in Philly. They tax you for every goddamn thing.
State income tax. And there are 9 of them. We have Alaska, New Hampshire, Texas, Florida, South Dakota, Washington, Nevada, Tennessee, and Wyoming. Pretty fucking cool, if you ask me. I mean, wouldn't people want to? Wouldn't you want to see that?
Yes, 'cause we got a city wage tax that was supposed to have been temporary, and they made it permanent. I want that gone.
Oh God.
You can't even get that back on taxes.
Wow.
Got the sugar tax.
Yeah. They should have been taxing these tobacco. They should have. What they missed on this is what they should have done with the red dyes and the yellow dyes and all these cancerous dyes and all these chemicals is there should be a fine. I don't think anybody's. I mean, he's stopping it. That's great. But imagine all the people. Yeah, imagine all the people that found out they had cancer, but yet they couldn't afford to pay these deductibles and the premium and whatever. I mean, imagine all the people that actually passed away because they just couldn't afford it. They couldn't afford the treatments or anything. Imagine all the people that suffered because of all the toxicity from the chemical companies that created this stuff that knew damn well it was bad for you. You know, there's...
Yeah, and they got something that went down in the food. Well, it's Thomas Cinnamon Raisin Bread and Pepper's Farm. They got, it's called Campesino or something. They say you eat enough of that, you could get Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
So people be getting Alzheimer's from the food.
Yeah. You know, remember who's the kid that played in Back to the Future? Michael J. Fox, right? I want to know what his diet consisted of when he was a kid. I want to know what his favorite snack was. Maybe he just loved Doritos and ate Doritos all the time, or maybe he drank a certain something, and it just affected because if you took these all the time, this could happen to you, right?
That's what happened to me with Pepsi. Drinking them all the time. I drank them. That was my morning coffee.
Oh
I had to get an ultrasound in my liver. I was like, why I have to do this? I said, you know what? It might be them Pepsi. So I stopped drinking them with cold turkey.
Yeah.
My skin started clearing up. I had no problem with my liver.
Right.
I can't eat that stuff. Pepsi Cola now got bioengineered features in their sodas for flavor.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That is good. Yeah, when I was a kid, I never really liked soda pop. It's really strange. I used to like this carbonated fruit drink. I forgot the name of it, but I never drank Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper. My dad used to drink Dr. Pepper all the time. I think I've talked about this before.
Yeah, we had Frank sodas. Those sodas were good. There was only like 3 ingredients in them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this only 3 ingredients. They got sodas out here now I drink. They have that same amount of ingredients, and it tastes just like the old sodas.
Yeah.
It's expensive, but I get it.
Yeah.
You are what you eat.
Totally and absolutely. I am.
That's the old saying.
It's an old saying. I look. What we're seeing right now, that I think. You know, I don't know who said it. Was no, it was God, what is his name? White hair. I hate when that name kind of rolls in your head and just rolls right away, and you gotta start.
Yep.
And it's right hanging right there. His name is white hair, fat old guy, Secretary of State with George Bush. Fuck, what the fuck was his name? Anyway, this one prominent person that's come back many times said that Trump is the Lincoln of this era. And what's going to happen and what people don't want, and you might even see somebody try to destroy it, put his face on Mount Rushmore. I really think that's going to happen. For some reason, I kind of see it in my head, and I'm usually not wrong when I see these premonitions. But the guy is not what people think he is, and they really think he's just a terrorist. No.
They're like, Trump's a racist.
Yeah,
no,
what? Yeah.
What can you tell me he's racist about?
Yeah,
they
nothing.
Can't tell you.
They can't tell you. They got nothing.
He don't like black people. Girl, he loves black people. You got to talk to people in Harlem and the Bronx. They said Trump stayed over here.
Oh, yeah, he hung out, for sure.
Yeah, he knows the culture. They don't go there.
No, they don't. You'll never see Nancy Pelosi there.
But only when it's time for an election.
Yeah, the only time you'll see him is during them. They don't give a fuck. They really don't care, and people are starting to agree.
I'm so glad my black people are waking up. I said, y'all better get off that Democratic plantation. We've been held as slaves, and we ain't got, when you don't have them, you can't see the change.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm telling you, it's wild.
Those people are crazy. They really nuts.
Yeah, here's the thing that I'm really concerned about is we know who are the crazy people are. They've been to all these protests. Mm-hmm. They're out there. If there is a moment in time, and not that I'm big on the surveillance state, but these fucking people are literally nuts. I mean, we're not talking, I'm okay, I just have my little spouts every once in a while. No, you're always a fucking crazy person.
Well, the CIA give them that MK Ultra, whatever that is, that takes control of their mind.
Who knows? But the thing is I think they need to monitor every single one that's left over, because the only people that are really left in the Democratic Party, I don't really believe there's a Democratic Party. From last I've heard, there's maybe about 30 million Democrats that are hardcore Democrats. And out of those people, there's at least 15 to 20 million of them that are just fucking batshit crazy. Those are the people we need to be concerned about. The rest of them are worse. I don't know, MS-13s, I'm not sure. But the thing that I'm saying is they need to keep their eyes on these people. Because most of these shootings and most of these fucking crap driving through crowds and just sick fucking crazy shit is coming from these people. They're really messed up. It's, and I see it all the time. There's a couple people at my job, and I'm just, they'll do something, and I'll go, what? Right? And then I find out, they're Democrats, right? And no. I mean, it's really serious. And then I find out they're on all kinds of medications. There's just so many people that are on prescription drugs right now. And most of them are Democrats. I would say the majority of people that are on prescription drugs, medications, continuously trying to fix their whatever they think is fucking wrong with them, is medicated out of their fucking brains. And they eat like shit. Even if they could even be complete vegetarians or keto diets or whatever, but they take so much crap and their brains are just fucking sizzled like bacon in there. It's just pretty bad. The only thing that I think right now that we need to really be concerned about is we need to keep our eye on these people, because we don't know what the fuck they're going to do. I really don't trust any of them. I mean, we don't know what the fuck they're going to do. They're just pretty messed up people. Pretty messed up. Yeah, there's a lot of... I'm concerned about that. Are you looking at... I got a picture of Kilauea, Mauna Loa.
I see it.
Yeah. Just spouting. Now, I just want to let you know, in context, that spout, because I've been here a few times. I've seen this a few times. So that spout at its highest point is as big as the Empire State Building. It's 100 stories high. The mound on the bottom is about 30 stories, 40 stories high. And that giant spout that's coming up is about as big as the Empire State Building. That's crazy. Is that fucking nuts or what? Because I know this area pretty good. All I gotta say right now, you work tomorrow? No, because anyway, I'm gonna get going here pretty soon.
I don't work tomorrow.
Oh, you done?
Till Friday.
I was off today. I work tomorrow. I got 4 10-day shifts, and I'm off for 3 days. I really like it. I'm getting used to it. At first, it was kind of rough, but now I got a system working okay. I'm gonna start doing insurance pretty soon here because I want to start selling that. I got my license. I'm gonna start doing insurance Q&As on here for people. You might want to be involved in that because it's money. You know, I'm not going to live off my Social Security. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? If I do that, I might as well just get a tent somewhere in some park. You know what I mean?
No, he won't give you more in Social Security.
Yeah.
He's talking about $5,000 so you make a living.
Who's going to give you more?
Trump.
Yeah, he wants to raise that. He wants to raise what?
Yeah, because I hate to see an old person that's retired and they're working at McDonald's to make ends meet. Because that Social Security is no money.
Yeah, I got people at my work. There's this guy who's 67 and another guy that's like 70-something years old and goes, I can't survive off my Social Security. These people are still working because they have to, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I got it right, man. What coming in with a walker?
Yeah. Yeah, what a terrible man to want to offer. What a terrible person to want to give money to people like that. What an evil man. I mean, what? That's so fucking crazy. It doesn't matter. The Trump derangement syndrome is fucking real. It is real. You know what? I brought it up earlier. Due Dissidence. You ever watch Due Dissidence with the 2 Jewish guys?
No, I never saw them.
Okay. Well, they've been on, they've hosted Jimmy Dore a few times, and they've been on. But these guys, they don't know it, but they have TDS. It's pretty apparent. Kim Iverson's got it too. There's a lot of people that were progressives, right? That were Democratic supporters, that were full in on Bernie, moved towards MAGA, understood, voted for MAGA, but they still can't wait for that gotcha moment with Trump. That fucking gotcha. All right, there it is. You know, they're just waiting. And any little thing this guy does, and we're talking about Yemen and Houthis, which is needed, by the way. People don't understand that there's Yemen and Houthis and all these people with Iran. They're pirating that area of that Gulf, of that route of shipment. And Trump's like, fuck that. That's not going to happen. You know, there's a lot of people that need to get their goods and services through there. How about us? How about everybody? So there's a good reason for that. And the Houthis had controlled it for a long time with Yemen, which is bullshit. So that's why we're stopping it. But the thing is now is there's so many people out there that are looking for that gotcha moment on Trump. And it's just not happened. They just tried to do with Hexit and Signal and all this other stuff. They're still trying to get him. I'm going to tell you right now, and then I'm going to kind of end with this. And this is, I think, the most important takeaway of every time I do this show. We just really went through 4 years of being basically tied down in our basements, right? Chained like fucking sadomasochistic crap. Like we were the illegitimate Biden administration almost decimated this country. If they would have had this just another year or two, it would have been done, and this country would have been gone for good. But what a lot of people don't see, and they don't want to see it because they think that, you know, because most of them are fucking nuts. The thing is we had to endure those 4 years. So guess what's happening now? You're going to have to endure 4 more years. And once they prove, mark my words, please remember this, Shirle. If Trump proves that they stole, which we all know they did, 2020, then he gets to have those years back. And he could be in again.
The decision's already made in the Supreme Court. They're not releasing it. They're the Brunson brothers. About the 2020 election.
Oh, yeah.
They I think they started with Trump, but they waiting for a certain time to release it.
Yeah, they did. Well, Stop the Steal had a lot of good information that was coming out with Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell. I keep bringing that up. I've tagged as many people in the Trump campaign or the Trump cabinet that I can. You guys know, and everybody knows, that when Rudy Giuliani had his fucking condo ransacked, and so did Sidney Powell, they were both working on Stop the Steal, and they were giving us like almost weekly reports of the countless incidents of the fraud and rigging that was happening, and it was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and becoming more viable and substantial. So that's why they decided to take them down. But I'm pretty sure they have that information now. I'm pretty sure they're going to come back and do it. Yeah, like I keep telling everybody, if Trump does this right, if Trump gets his team together, which I think he's doing it correctly, he's got the three major people that I want him to have, which is RFK Jr., Kash Patel, and Tulsi Gabbard. Everybody else is doing fine. Just buckle up, because it's only going to get better. Go ahead.
I have to tell you, there's a guy on YouTube called The Real A-Dog. He exposed my governor. He was part of the assassination attempt of Trump and Butler, PA. I'm quite sure Trump knows about it.
Oh, yeah. That's all coming out, too.
Josh Shapiro, I can't stand him. When he was running for Attorney General. Because he ran, I'm going to lock Cosby up. I'm going to lock him up.
Yeah, Shapiro's a piece of shit. I don't even know why he claims to be a Republican. He's a Liz Cheney type. That's what he is.
Isn't he a Democrat?
Shapiro?
Yeah. I think he.
Are you talking about? I'm talking about Ben Shapiro.
No, I'm talking about Josh Shapiro, my governor.
Oh, he's probably a Democrat. Yeah, for sure.
He's the one they was going to let him run for vice president of Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
But they stopped it, I think, because it's going to come out about him being involved with the assassination attempt against Donald Trump. I said that bastard. I never could stand him. Never could.
Yeah,
When a judge let Cosby out, he went up to the pills, trying to get him locked back up. You should have lost your bar license. Because y'all did something illegal to get that trial going. He was supposed to never be put on trial for that.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, a lot of that stuff's pretty nuts.
Shit.
There's so many of them. It's just crazy. It's going to be...
I mean, these people have mental issues, and their all eyes look all buggy sometimes. All of them look the same.
They all look buggy. They all look
and how about Cory Booker, that 24-hour on the floor? That was all theater.
That was retarded. That's what that was. It was retarded. It was like literally like some retarded person out there babbling. But I've got a picture up now. You got to see it. The hill they're dying on. Because CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, ABC, they're going down. They need to
get rid of the View because they're some old cackling hack.
Yeah. And
Sunny Hostin can't talk about nobody corrupt because her husband is about to be indicted for insurance fraud.
Yeah,
She gonna have RICO charges against them. She needs to shut her damn. I used to like her.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But when she got on that View, she got horrible. She sounds stupid.
It's just weird. Chris, you know it's weird. You know, Crystal Ball, right? Crystal Ball seemed to be sane. And then, as soon as she got together with Kyle Kalinske, fuck you, Kyle Kalinske.
He's crazy.
He's just fucking crazy. He's got blue hair and shit now.
He's gay too, right?
Yeah, he's anything. He's anything he needs to be to get what he wants. He's a what I call an influencing whore on social media. That's all he is. He's trying to get a spot one day on MSNBC, but MSNBC is going down the tube. CNN's going down the tube. A lot of the ratings are just going away. A lot of these places, I mean, we just finally defunded our national press, NPR, and we just defunded PBS because they were full of shit and just the nuttiest things. And there's just so many things out there that people are finally seeing, that I saw, that you saw, that we saw. You know, other people that have been in here, that, you know, Eric and a few others, Snark. We're just seeing it. We're just seeing the slow. It's kind of quick, but we're just watching just this implosion of a party.
Yeah, and I'm going to find out what politicians do at Diddy house, because they call them that the Diddy crack.
Oh yeah, that's coming. Oh, a lot of that shit's coming. A lot of that shit. You know, Hey, what's really weird is a lot of those people that went to those parties, the white parties with Puffy, they've all moved to Europe.
Oh yeah, Ellen went.
Yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, a lot of those people moved to Europe. A lot of those celebrities that used to go to these parties. Lopez, Jennifer Lopez.
They'll bring her ass back, so she was started doing something to Bieber. You did something to a minor. They need to go to prison.
They need to go to prison. They all did some.
I hope he don't commit suicide, because that boy strung out on drugs. Got the kids strung out on drugs.
You're talking about Justin Bieber? Well, here's the thing about Justin Bieber that we need to watch is they need to protect him.
Yeah, they do. Him and his wife.
Yeah.
Somebody told him, leave California.
Yeah, you need to get the fuck out of Bieber. You need to get the fuck out of California. You need to move to Missouri, and we'll protect you. Or just get to a fucking red state. You know, get to Missouri. I think is one of the reddest states out there.
You see what happened to Angie Stone?
Who?
Angie Stone, the singer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're doing too. There's so
Clive
many.
Davis is a bastard.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? What the fuck, Clive Davis? What a piece of shit.
And Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones, part of it.
Both of them raping young boys.
All of them.
They raped Diddy. That's why Diddy doing the shit he was doing.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff out there. All I'm saying, I don't want to get too far deep into this, but all I have to say, all that stuff is going to be exposed. It's going to come out, demonic, satanic, all this other stuff, and. You know, like I always say, and I've said this many times, you know, I don't care what your theology is. I don't care what your ideology is. I don't care whatever you believe or your cult or your religion or whatever. But an asshole is always a fucking asshole, you know, and don't use your religion as an excuse. Oh, I did it because I joined this club. Oh, I did it because I joined this cult. Oh, no. You still have choices. Right?
Worshiping the devil is not a religion.
It's, I don't know what, that's just craziness.
They want to make that our religion.
They do. They do. And listen, I'm going to get going. I'm getting pretty tired. Thank you for coming on again, Shirle. It was wonderful having you. I won't be on for another 4 days. I'll be on either Saturday night or maybe Sunday. Probably I don't know, whenever I can. But I'll let you guys have a heads up next time. And we'll get some more people on here. It was good to have Mike, was it Ben? Ben was on the other day, right? He was on. And Snork was on too, and which was cool. Ben was here, and I'd like to maybe get Eric back and a few other people. But anyway, thank you for being here. I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. Aloha, mahalo, take care.